Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. You are tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and a very special guest. My man, we met 2004 for the first time. I came to work for you in 2007. His name is Jeff Velez. When I met him, he was in the mortgage industry. Today, he represents Old Republic Home Protection, which is a home warranty company, which really is not home warranty, but Jeff's going to talk more about that in a minute. His name is Jeff Velez. Jeff, welcome to the Loan Officer Podcast.
Thank you.
How do you like that intro?
You know what's funny? When I listen to the podcast, I always think to myself, that piece is pre-recorded, but you do it live. I like that.
I do it live
I'm impressed.
every single time. So JC and I are going to be out at Stephen Marshall's event in Vegas. And Stephen's allowing us to speak on stage. It's like a Wednesday, Thursday event. I think it's like September 20th, 21st. It's, if you've never been to it, it's Mortgage Mastermind. Like he's had George Bush speak there and Tony Robbins speak there. Magic Johnson has spoken. Like these are some of the keynotes that he brings in. It's just a fun event. He's done Atlantic City in the past. He's done Vegas. So we're going to go out there, and JC and I are going to be on stage. And we're doing it like Thursday. We're having lunch brought in. Jungo, who's a CRM company, shout out to Jungo because they're going to sponsor lunch.
Nice.
And it's the CRM that we use here. So I just figured, hey, look, it's the CRM that I know, like, and trust. Maybe I can get them to also invest in some of the things that we're doing with TLOP. And they said, sure, we would love to. But JC and I are discussing. I'm going to get your input on this, Jeff. We're thinking about, like, we're going to be on stage. He and I are both going to have the lavalier mics. And we're just going to kick it off with, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. Should we do that? Should that be our shtick when we just do it live?
Of course.
Okay. Because you thought it was pre-recorded.
I thought it was pre-recorded. I said, you do the first part. I'm like, that's like how you mesh that in. And then I'm like, holy crap, you did that live.
And truth be told.
And it sounds the same every time.
Truth be told, it is a little bit awkward doing it with a guest because I'm thinking the whole time the guest is looking at me like WTF. WTF. Like when I do it with JC, it's like, that's my boy. That's just me and JC doing our thing. But when I'm doing it in front of you or any of the other guests we've had on, I'm like, these people are probably like, especially like I remember having Barry Habib on, right? So we had Barry on, and I'm thinking the whole time, I don't even know if Barry even knows what the Loan Officer Podcast is. And we weren't doing it in the office. I had gone like on location to meet him at a conference he was speaking at. So we weren't even like face to face. And, but he rolled with it. He was totally cool. It's a little obnoxious, but it's kind of our thing. So we stick to it.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. So home warranties. I'm stoked to have you on. Not everything about home warranties is sexy, but I promise Jeff and I are going to do our best making home warranties sexy. We even color coordinated for anyone who's watching us on YouTube. If you're tuned in on Spotify or Apple, you may have to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe just to see he and I wearing our matching blue shirts. Is yours Tom James?
No. I can't afford Tom James.
Oh, shit. I saw your jeans and, not your jeans, your pants and your shoes. I would assume it's whatever is the highest level at Tom James.
I am the master of Nordstrom Rack.
Okay, well, that must be Nordstrom Rack that you then took over to Dry Clean World and paid $12 to have them tailor it up.
Look all good. That's right.
Actually, that is a hack. That is a hack for those younger professionals tuned in or the budget conscious tuned in. Go buy stuff off the rack and spend $13 to have it tailored.
Yeah, it doesn't take a fortune to dress well.
No. But there's nothing worse than putting on a damn work shirt and having it look like a hefty bag that you poked a hole through at the local college football game because it was raining outside.
That's right.
No, so what I want to talk about is we've never done, this is like episode 250 almost. We've never done something on home warranties. And I get it because home warranties really aren't that sexy, but they should be. Like when you think about what a home warranty does to protect a homeowner, okay, you caught my attention. If I'm a loan officer and I'm meeting with someone like Jeff, who, by the way, what is your title for Old Republic?
Regional Vice President.
So Regional Vice President, you run a territory. How many states do you cover?
6.
6 states. How many sales reps underneath you?
14.
Perfect. So you know a thing or two about home warranties. And how long? A thing or two.
6 years.
A thing or two. You've been at the 6 years after a 20-plus year career in the mortgage industry.
Correct.
Okay, so there's a good thing you know a thing or two about mortgages. Because I know your wife. Your wife's actually been on the show before.
I know that.
Of course you know that, but you pointed out that you're the first husband and wife that we've ever had on.
We're the first.
You are the first. So shout out to Cindy Velez because she has been on the show and she is a top producing realtor, as well as still has her foot in the mortgage space. But for me to say you know a thing or two about selling real estate would be true, about mortgages would be true, and obviously about home warranties. And what I want to cover today, for those people who don't sell real estate for a living and don't finance real estate for a living, what is a home warranty? Why do you need it? What does it do? How much does it cost? And what does it protect? For loan officers, what I want to talk about is how can you be partnering with your local home warranty reps to get out there and market your services, their services, and build relationships with the local real estate community and bring value to the local real estate community and their home buyers and to the realtors out there. How can you be leveraging a home warranty to sell more homes? Or in today's market, how could we use a home warranty to prevent having to do a price reduction or to prevent having to add a lender credit or a seller credit, I should say, of a few grand when it should have only been a home warranty of a few hundred? So I don't know where you want to start with this. Maybe we start on the consumer side, then we work to the realtor, and then we'll backdoor the loan officers last. How does that sound?
Perfect.
First and foremost, what is a home warranty, and is it really a warranty?
So a home warranty it's like a service contract that protects the homeowner against failure of systems and appliances. So it's basically everything from the walls in, right? You can get like extra roof coverage, but it doesn't cover anything catastrophic. That would be your homeowner's insurance, right? But it's protecting all your systems. It's protecting your HVAC systems. It's protecting electrical, plumbing, your water heater, your appliances.
Appliances, washer, dryer, microwave?
Refrigerator, microwave, your garbage disposal, your stovetop, cooktop. I mean,
my friend Chris up in Atlanta, shout out to Chris Mosley, has one of those ice makers that makes Chick-fil-A ice. Do you know what Chick-fil-A ice is?
Yeah.
Yes. Would it cover that too?
It would cover that.
Okay. So it's a home warranty, which is really a service,
like a service agreement.
Right. It's a dollar amount I'm paying that basically says if any of this stuff breaks, you're going to help me replace it. And by help, I mean you're going to either pay for someone to come out and fix it, or you're going to pay for it to be replaced.
Exactly.
Like an insurance almost does, but it doesn't cover the big stuff the way that insurance does.
Right. But here's the first thing. So a home warranty is not bumper to bumper coverage. I'm never going to have to pay a dime other than a trade call fee. It's not that. There will be, depends on, recent claim, refrigerator, compressor goes out, pay a $75 trade call fee, replaces the compressor, it's all good. That's all I paid.
So when you say trade call fee, I hear deductible.
It's like a deductible.
I mean, in my words, that makes sense to me as a consumer. So instead of me having to pay a few $100s to get this fixed or a few thousand to have it replaced, it was $75.
It was $75.
Okay.
Now, there's different levels of coverage. So take another service call. Let's say it's a water heater.
Okay.
Right? Water heater's what would you guess that event to be if you're replacing a water heater?
I'm going to guess $3,000 to $5,000.
Probably, depending on the size, it could be a $1,500 to $2,000 event, more or less, right? So depending on your coverage, you'll pay the trade call fee. They'll come out. If it's a replacement, there's certain coverages, which is why people need to read and understand the coverage before they make their first claim, because that's what happens is they make the assumption that it's going to cover everything, and then when the contractor says, okay, we're going to replace your water heater, it's going to cost $125 to haul it away, and it's going to cost $100 for these pipes that I have to redo. And the homeowner goes, wait a minute, I thought it was under warranty. I thought you, and it's not. There's $250 in non-covered costs, but you still got a new water heater.
Yep.
So you didn't spend $2,000. So there's benefits that way because you're not paying the full retail price of having to replace something, of which most people don't have the money to do.
How many people that buy a house go out and purchase a home warranty? And do they typically purchase it, or does someone purchase it for them? Like, what's the norm? And now, before you answer that, when I bought my first house, it was normal in 2004 in Central Florida for the seller to provide a home warranty. And as a 26-year-old kid, and that's what I was, a kid who had a pregnant wife who was also a kid, kids because we didn't really know what the heck was going on in the world. We thought we knew everything. I took it for granted. I was like, oh yeah, and I get one of these home warranties. But I'll be damned, I moved in the house and within 3 to 6 weeks, our refrigerator went. And I had a pregnant wife, and it was the summertime. And by the way, I probably shouldn't have bought the house when I bought it because I didn't have any money. Like I couldn't afford a garden hose and a garbage can that I needed for my new house, let alone to replace my refrigerator. And because the seller had purchased one, unbeknownst to me, because my realtor negotiated, because that was the norm, for a $75 call fee. And it's call fee, not coffee. This isn't like Starbucks.
Not coffee.
It's not a coffee. It's call space FEE. We were able to get a brand new refrigerator. And this one actually came with an ice maker. An old one didn't. So we really made out like a bandit. But my question was, I'm like, how did I get off on that tangent? My question was, who pays for it typically and how many people actually are getting home warranties these days?
So I saw this statistic the other day. 4% of people in the United States have a home warranty. 4%.
Wow.
So it just tells you how much upside there is in the industry, right? So as part of a real estate transaction, depends on the state. Some states are high usage states, as we call them, like in California, Arizona, Ohio, high usage states. It's part of the transaction. It may have waned a little during this crazy market, but things are, the market's flipping fast, right? So we're getting back to a more normal market. Florida is a low usage state. I would say probably less than 25%.
Is it one of those things that you typically get a home warranty for the first year, but people neglect to renew it? It's not on auto renewal? Because 25% would be a big number if I know that nationally only 4% of homeowners actually have a home warranty. And then how expensive or how cheap are they?
So when you talk about the first year, most people, it's part of a real estate transaction. Renewal rate's about roughly half.
Okay.
So I've had one on my house way before I worked at Old Republic. I've had it for years and years, and it's more than paid for itself. But
what types of claims, if you call them that, have you personally used your home warranty for?
Okay, I hope no one above me at Old Republic listens to
yes.
this. But I've had, over the years, I've had my ACs. I've had my salt cell in my pool filter. I've had a dishwasher. I've had a microwave. I had a compressor in my refrigerator. Did I say water heater this past summer?
Okay.
Plumbing, toilet. But
so like if my toilet breaks, my home warranty will cover it.
So
like the little flapper won't go down, the water keeps running.
Pay trade call fee, have someone come out. Quick story. I'm traveling.
So for $75, instead of you having to go to Home Depot and buy your own little flapper and install it,
someone will do it.
Someone came out and did it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But even better, I'm traveling, I'm away. One of my daughters calls me, says, "Oh my God, the toilet exploded in the half bath." So literally the tank just pieces on the floor, water gushing everywhere.
Did they tell you that they threw a party the night before and one of their friends had used that bowl as like a cooler?
No. Here's props to my older daughter Alyssa.
Okay.
She knew enough to turn the water off.
Yeah.
Which was amazing because neither Cindy or I are home at the time. She covers it. It was a service call. They came out, got a brand new toilet.
But it exploded?
The tank, something happened where just the tank exploded. She was, and it kind of backs up to the laundry room. She heard the explosion.
No way.
Goes out.
Like ceramic everywhere, water everywhere.
Pieces on the floor, shards of porcelain.
But if that water had seeped through and ruined your floor, it had wrecked the walls, now your walls need to be replaced and fans need to be brought in and repainted, that would be my homeowner's insurance.
Yeah, that's like secondary damage, which isn't covered with a warranty.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting. Which I love those examples because as a homeowner, I need someone visually, like walk me through it, Jeff. Like, and you're telling me, look, hot water heaters, washers, dryers, microwaves. If you own a pool, then you have some kind of a pool system. Like I own a pool and our pool is salt. So we have the saltwater converter, plus we have the pool pump and everything else that goes along, the gadgets and gizmos. But you're even saying, no, my toilet has broken several times, one even exploded. And no, there wasn't a party with a bunch of teenagers there. That was me trying to be funny. But it actually exploded, and your home warranty actually...
It covered it.
But
you think like a salt cell on you, that's like $1,000 event. If your salt cell goes on your pool, it's going to be roughly $800 to $1,000.
And home warranties, as I know them, correct me if I'm wrong here, they're $400, $600, or $800, right? It's like anything. Do you want the bronze, the silver, the gold, or the platinum?
Exactly.
And somewhere in there is going to be the right home warranty for you based on what you value things, right? Where do you get the best bang for buck?
So if you look at your house and go, all my stuff is old, then you want our best coverage, which is our platinum, right? Because it covers a lot. So like examples, if you're replacing your air conditioning system, there's some modifications and things that probably have to be done if you've had it for a long time. Well, that platinum coverage covers like up to $1,000 in modifications and extras that have to be done, right? That to get it to where you need to be functional again. If that could be out of pocket, if you didn't have that extra coverage, you're paying that out of pocket, or now it's part of your coverage. So if your stuff's old, you want the better coverage. If you're fairly new appliances, things, this house has been rehabbed, maybe you go with middle of the road. But just having coverage, period, is essential to me.
Yeah, you were sharing me some stats when it comes to homeowners, and my jaw dropped, and I made sure you grabbed that pad of paper that you had written all your notes down on, and I'm like, hey, bring that on the show with you, because when you're looking at just first year of homeownership, what are the statistics of something breaking?
Okay, major news outlet story in the past 60 days. 77% of home buyers face unexpected repair costs in the first year of homeownership.
That's crazy. So we literally just did a show a week or two ago, and on it, I was talking about, like, when does homeownership not make sense, right? Talking about when would it make sense for someone to say, you know what, I'm going to click pause. And my answer, I only had 3 reasons why someone should not buy a house, but one of them was you can't afford the repairs. Now you're coming behind me and you're like, well, technically for probably $700 or $800, you probably could, quote unquote, afford the repairs if you had a home warranty. And by the way, Dio was kind of right, because 70% of you are going to have something break that now that you're a homeowner, you don't have a landlord that's going to pay to fix it. It's now going to be on you to fix it, or on you to adjust your lifestyle to live without it. Like, can you live without your washing machine? Can you live without a refrigerator? I guess you could if you have a really good Igloo cooler or a Yeti and a whole bunch of ice. But then, like, what's that going to cost you? You keep on refilling the ice.
So what do? You go to Home Depot and you're applying for the Home Depot credit card, of which you don't want any more debt, but you're incurring more debt just because you got to keep your
at
house
19.999% interest. Yeah,
but of those 77% of people, 2/3 of them had an issue that was over $1,000.
Wow.
So if a home warranty is $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, whatever, just on that small percentage of people, it's over $1,000. Some, like 3% was over $10,000, 10% from $5,000 to $9,999. I mean, things happen, right? I mean, things happen. You can't predict the future, so you're just paying for peace of mind. It's risk mitigation is really what it is, right? You're playing the odds. I'm a warranty guy. When I bought my car, certified pre-owned, it's in great shape, clean as a whistle. Driving that thing around, it's a great car, still have it. But I was leaving the neighborhood one day and it started shaking. I was driving in Naples. I'm like, man, the drive shaft went. $4,500 warranty repair, covered.
Yeah,
covered by Mercedes. Boom, done.
No, that's it's interesting. When I hear warranty, you're basically going to pay one way or the other. One allows you to pay and have peace of mind and sleep good at night, and it also mitigates your risk, right? I know, hey, more than likely I'm only going to be out of pocket this year, this $700 plus some call fees,
right.
So maybe add another 20% to it. But it's not if, it's when something catastrophic happens that costs me $2 or $3 or $4,000. It's having that home warranty there, that it's almost like a forced savings plan in a way for emergencies. I'm baffled that such a small percentage of homeowners actually have a home warranty. And I guess when I think about it, I don't see many ads for home warranties. Like, there's this guy in Nigeria who calls me every week about my car's warranty.
Right.
But there's no one in the state of Florida, let alone the country of the United States, let alone any African countries that are calling me regarding my home's warranty. And I don't see ads on TV. I don't see ads on the internet.
Are you kidding? So maybe it's because, props to Casey Cunningham, your reticular activator. So if you're in it, right? Your wife's pregnant, you see pregnant people all over the place, right? You wearing a boot because you had foot surgery. Everyone's got a boot. I see home warranty ads all the time.
So they are everywhere.
And I won't name companies, but you see George Foreman, repping one of them. You see, there's all over the place. My email gets blown up, and look in your mailbox. I mean, Shell probably gets it and tosses it in the garbage before you see it, right?
But okay.
They're all over.
So they are everywhere. Because normally, and maybe this is my reticular activator, if I wanted a home warranty, I literally would call a realtor. Because I know that realtors know home warranty people.
And
that would be my very first call. I'm like, hey, I need a good home warranty. Who should I call? And then whoever that person told me to call is who I would call.
So you mentioned something about saving the money. So if you Google home warranties, if you go to YouTube, there are so many YouTube, it makes me crazy that our home warranty is really worth it. There's so many internet-based companies, a lot of scam companies with inferior coverage. I mean, we're realtor-based. We don't have a direct-to-consumer channel at this point. Maybe one day we will. But we only service the real estate community, right? When people and I respect him, he does great, like a Dave Ramsey, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, have the savings plan every month, budget for repairs. There's a 1% rule. 1% rule means take the value of your house. Yes. If your house is worth $500,000, prepare for $5,000 in upkeep, maintenance, repairs, and stuff annually, right?
We teach that on the show. It was a Freddie Mac survey that I actually read years and years ago, and it said that it was 1 to 3%. A home's annual maintenance equals 1 to 3% of its value. Yes, and what Dave teaches all makes great sense.
In theory, but who does it?
Correct. Is it realistic? And it's like, probably not. It probably isn't. And if that's the case, wouldn't you like that peace of mind? So let's, I'm going to shift a little bit because I mentioned realtors. That's where I would go. Right. But I work in an industry where it's our job to help realtors sell more homes. If you're a realtor in today's market, here we are, 2022, the market is normalizing. It looks vastly different than it did in 2021 and 2022. A lot like it did in 2019 and 2018. But for whatever reason, everyone's vision is super clouded from the previous 2 years. So there's a little bit of freak out going on, which I'm like, hey, deep breath, calm down. Don't freak out. But if you're a realtor, what advice would you be giving real estate agents on how they can leverage home warranties to sell more homes?
So as we normalize, right? See, what we're coming out of, agents wanted to make the offer. They're just trying to pick the number, right? What number is going to get me the deal, right? What am I going to have to give up? They would give up asking for a home warranty. They would give up asking for repairs. They'd give up closing cost concessions. All that stuff,
they gave up inspections. They gave up paying
appraisal waivers. Yes. All that stuff. They gave all that stuff up.
It wasn't even a negotiation. It was literally like, hey, look, I'm going to lay down here, let you walk all over me, kick me in the face while you're at it, spit on me, and hope you draw my number. Because I'm one of 17 people who are signing up for this type of abuse.
But, on the flip side, if you're thinking about, how a realtor can use it. So in this market, things are going to break. You're back to doing a home inspection. Now, a home warranty isn't a substitute for a bad home inspection. Okay, so if something's pre-existing, it needs to be addressed. So the agreement
with foundations leaking, there's mold on the wall. A home warranty is not going to come in and
it's not going to cover that.
Mitigate that.
The home warranty in a real estate transaction starts on the day of closing, and the agreement, and we don't require a home inspection to validate it, is that everything's working at the time of closing. When you took ownership of the property, you went and took your Chef Boyardee raviolis, you threw them in a bowl, you threw them in the microwave, you hit it for a minute, boom, you were good. Next time you go do it, it didn't work. That's a valid claim. It worked for you, right? You did a load of laundry. Everything worked. It was good. Clothes came out clean. Next day you put another load in, it didn't work. That's a valid claim. But
so it's not I bought a house, the microwave doesn't work, and the washer and dryer are broken and the freezer won't freeze, but I'll slap on a home warranty and they'll replace it all. You're like, no, that would be fraudulent because
it's a punch list for people. They're like, come down going, yeah. It's the agreement is that it works.
Okay.
The kiss of death for like a homeowner is they think when they call in that they're going to get expedited service if they call in early and go, oh my God, the dryer, I moved in, dryer never worked.
Oh.
Maybe it did work like that first, but they think if they say it never worked, they're going to get something. That's a kiss of death going, oh, we can't deny that claim because it never worked.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're here to fix things that previously already worked and to protect you. No, I was thinking if I'm a real estate agent right now, and I need to get a buyer off the fence, could I not offer that buyer, hey, look, buy a house with me, close this year, and I'll purchase a home warranty for you at closing? Right? As a realtor, if I'm trying to get buyers off the fence, if I need a reason to reach out to all of those people that have inquired about buying a house and I need something that's going to separate me, maybe that right there is something that I'm going to offer them. Now, as a realtor, I very well could negotiate with the seller to pay it.
Right.
Just because I made the promise to the buyer that I was going to give them a free home warranty didn't mean I had to pay for it. I very well could have gotten the seller to pay for it, or I could have gotten the seller's realtor to pay for it, or maybe it was a cost that me and my lender partner split.
Right.
But if I'm looking for ways to sell and market myself and protect my consumer and to entice home buyers, maybe I'm going to look at partnering with someone like Cameron at Old Republic, if you're in Orlando, Florida, and find ways that we can utilize home warranties to get people off the fence. Or here's something else I was thinking about if I was a realtor. If I was a realtor and I was selling a home, and look, we listed this thing at top of the market, $375,000. After 2 weeks, we realized, hey, we got to sweeten the pot a little bit. We dropped it down to $360. Now we're going to go $350, but there's no way we need to go below $350. This home's worth all parts of $360. It's just my seller's kind of getting antsy because it's been on the market for 3 weeks, which, by the way, 3 weeks is not a long time. Nor is 6 weeks. Like usually like 3 to 4 months, right? That's like okay. But nonetheless, seller's getting antsy. Maybe now I start advertising, buy this house as the realtor representing the seller. Buy this house and the seller will provide first year home warranty. Or if a seller has a buyer and the buyer's coming back saying, well, we did our home inspection, and they're nitpicking stuff, right? Like I've seen some negotiations where they nitpicked that the microwave didn't match the stove. They both worked. They just didn't match. Okay, as a seller, I'm not fixing that. But I may say, but you know what I'll do? I'll throw in a home warranty in case one of them breaks. Maybe you can go out and replace them with
make the match.
that makes the match, you know? Those are ways that I would think about as a realtor, trying to leverage partnerships with home warranty companies in today's market to try to move more products, sell more homes, ultimately make more commission so I can save for retirement. I can tithe more to my church or the less fortunate, and I can take trips like Jeff and Cindy Velez take all the time.
Right. There you go. But it's like, so to go to the seller, right? There's a piece of the process called seller's coverage.
Okay.
So what seller's coverage is, or they call it listing coverage or seller's coverage. When you list your property for sale, you can slap on seller's coverage. And what that does is that protects the seller from the time it's listed to the time of closing as you bridge it to the buyer's warranty. But in that time, if you have an AC issue, if you have an appliance, if you have your dishwasher, or you have something happen, you've got coverage.
Ooh, what does that cost typically?
It's $75 in addition to the cost of the warranty for the buyer. So for $75, you're protecting.
Total? Up to how long?
They say 6 months, but if it gets extended, it gets extended.
Okay.
Depending, nothing stays on the market that long anymore. But
yeah, but
in the event that it does.
But
so for $75, if I'm a listing agent, I'm going to say, hey, look, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to price your home here. You're still going to get top dollar. It's still a great market. You still have a lot of equity, but we're going to provide. I'm going to put listing coverage on here or seller's coverage for you, so you're protected. You're protecting your net, basically, right? So if something happens the week of closing that you have to get repaired or replaced, that's money out of your pocket, right? So you're protecting your net, and then we're going to provide a warranty for that buyer because in the state of Florida, right, they write as is contracts. Doesn't always mean as is contracts. You're going to go out They're going to do their inspection. They're going to come back. Oh man, that water heater's a little tired. You know, we'd like $1,000 credit, $1,500 credit at closing. And you, as the listing agent, as you're negotiating, you're like, no, it's working right now. It's worked for your home inspection. It's working. We're providing a warranty for that buyer, so in the event it fails after closing, you've got coverage. Next, right?
Yep.
So, so it's like reverse risk.
Yeah, it's
mitigation.
taking a $1,500 ask and turning it into a $700 solution.
Right.
Like, look, I'm not going to give you $1,500, but we are going to do this home warranty, which, by the way, you probably were already willing to do going into it. No, I love that. If I'm a loan officer, in today's day and age, well, is there something else on that seller's coverage you want to say?
On the seller's coverage, though, the other piece is post-closing, right? There's no warranty. Let's say something, they discover something after closing that was normal, but the buyer thinks it should have been on the seller's disclosure or something. They go, you know what? You guys didn't say that this thing was all rusted up inside, and I'm suing you guys for $3,000. Right? They could make an E&O claim, right? They can go back sue those people. It's protecting you against that risk as well. So it protects the agent and the homeowner or the seller against risk from lawsuits as well.
So interesting you brought that up, because you and I kind of briefed on this and touched on this, but in 2020 and 2021, that buyer market, it wasn't even like a seller's market, or like people were like, oh, it wasn't even, like, I call it today's market buyer friendly. But that's because the previous 2 years was straight up abuse to buyers. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, it's the seller's market. No, it's a downright abusive relationship on behalf of the buyer. And buyers were being forced to purchase homes with, the least aggressive terms in terms of them being positive for the buyer. But a point was, I need to remember as a seller and as the realtor representing the seller that there's still something called E&O, errors and omissions. And I, as a buyer, could always go back to that seller. Now, I have to get an attorney, I have to go to court, all the other stuff, but I could technically sue if I felt like the seller didn't disclose, or the seller's representative didn't disclose certain things to me. So you, as a home warranty rep, or someone who manages many home warranty reps, you would have been suggesting, even the previous 2 years, to sellers, hey, look, I know you don't have to do anything to move this house, but it'll behoove you to pay the $75 at a minimum. Pay the $75 so that if and when the buyer comes after you for something that they deem as negligence, there's some kind of coverage you have.
Right.
I learned that today. I was today years old when I found out there was something called seller's coverage, and how it would actually benefit someone in all markets, right? Not just, oh, you should do this in a stable market, a shifting market, a buyer's market. No, you really should have been doing it in a seller's market, because honestly, those are the buyers that are the most pissed off. Those are the buyers that, look, you already raked them over the coals when you made them pay $10,000 over appraised value, when you wouldn't let them get a home inspection, when you forced them to close in 2 weeks or less, when
right.
You asked them for $30,000 escrow deposit because you could, when they were one of 17 offers and they were writing you love letters, whether or not their state told them they were allowed to or not, they were still
right.
doing it. Those are the people that the minute something breaks or they see some corrosion that wasn't disclosed, they may get so spiteful they come after you. How nice is it, sellers, to understand you could have prevented that, possibly with a $75 home warranty?
And even if you don't have the seller's coverage, but you still provide the warranty, or there's still a warranty in the transaction, you're still protected. The seller's coverage gives you some additional protection, but it also, if you're a real estate broker, you own your own real estate brokerage, your E&O insurance, which you have, right? Your coverage prices are based on one of the factors is your home warranty penetration. So how many of your transactions have a home warranty? So the higher the percentage or the penetration, the lower your E&O premiums are. It's just like when you're getting your car insurance, it says, hey, are your kids good students? Yeah, my kids, are they B students, 3.0 or better? Yep, you get a discount. It's like that. So
interesting.
So home warranties, so we partner with an E&O company nationally.
Okay.
Name of the company is Crest. It's owned by Arthur J. Gallagher, a large insurance. So we have a special product, like an enhanced product, that provides even additional E&O benefits if you're insured through Crest as well.
I hope they also insure the windows here at 99 Lee Road because that rain. Can you
You
hear that?
That's crazy.
Yes. Hey, by the way, those that are driving in the car right now, it's probably not raining where you are,
it's
but it is raining so hard, beating against the windows on the sixth floor of this office building.
Yeah,
that I'm like, oh my gosh, is it raining in here? It is.
You know what I thought? I thought the boy JC had like this sleep wave music.
Yes.
It sounded
Yeah.
like he had something
Yeah.
on there.
That's his orchestra music, letting us know it's time to wrap it up. But I did want to talk about one thing, which is for loan officers. I wanted to end on this one. If I'm a loan officer, which I still am at my core, and I have a feeling that you probably still are at your core.
I'm still licensed.
Yeah, because you probably identified most of your career as a mortgage loan originator. But how could I leverage, like that's how my brain works. How can I leverage a home warranty relationship with my real estate partners? My one thought was, and right now it's hard to do, I'll be honest. Like right now it's hard for me to find par pricing. Right now, every single loan is a battle. Every single time I'm possibly having to price somewhere close to a pricing concession. It's pretty gritty out there. But that's not going to be forever.
It will pass.
Right? It will pass. I mean, you and I lived together. We lived not physically together, but
Rumors.
but we lived through 2008 and 9 and 7, started in 7, ended in 8, went through 9, and we saw the bad, the ugly. We saw it get better. Then we got to experience euphoria up several times over the past decade. And there's going to come a time where, look, rates are going to come back down into the 5s. Maybe they'll get back down into the 4s. I highly doubt ever the 3s. But whether it's 5 1/4 or 5 3/8 might not really matter that much to the consumer, as it matters more to the type of service you're giving them, your ability to close them on time, your accessibility. But maybe at 5 3/8, you can offer them a free home warranty.
You can.
And maybe that's a way that you can market your services to the real estate community. Hey, realtors, not only will I do a great job by your home buyers, and I'll help you still get more homes sold this year than you did last year, but I can offer a home warranty to your buyers as, an added benefit of letting me do their mortgage. Maybe I can partner with a realtor that maybe we split the cost. I don't know how that works from a RESPA standpoint. Please check with your compliance teams because I am not the RESPA police.
Certain states have restrictions on that stuff, but if you're a lender, you're simply showing it as, warranty, $600, lender credit,
$600. Correct.
If you're a broker, it's a little bit different on how you have to price that. But we've got one of our relationships we have with a real estate brokerage. They have an in-house lender. That in-house lender, in order to increase their capture rate, I spoke to the owner and I said, what's your capture rate? And we know what's good with those. We know what's not good. So I said, hey, have you ever thought about offering a warranty? Get that loan officer out to the agent and say, hey, send me your next pre-approval. Let's show you how great we are. We're the in-house. Give me a shot at your business. I'll provide a warranty on your behalf to your buyer at closing. And it's certainly, they did it here. That lender increased their penetration rate. They also have a relationship in Alabama with the same brand. They called me and said, hey, we want to do it in Birmingham. Hey, we want to do it in Raleigh. So it does work. If you can deploy that strategy, it does work.
And I would think the trick is I couldn't do it on behalf of the realtor because I can't pay them for a real, but I could just let them know, hey, look, the next buyer that you refer to me for pre-approval, assuming I can get them pre-approved, and assuming that they like the terms and conditions that I've presented, please know that I'm going to offer a home warranty at no charge to them. So it'll show up on the settlement statement on the CD as a charge to the buyer, but I'm going to give a lender credit to offset it.
Boom.
What I need to make sure of is I can't tell the realtor, hey, by the way, I'm going to make it from you, because that could be deemed a some kind of an inducement in order to procure a referral, which I don't want to do. But I am allowed to offer inducements to consumers. I've done it with appraisals for many years. Hey, look, this month only, anyone who applies with me in July and closes by August, I'm going to offer a free appraisal. Is it a free appraisal? Well, really, it's a credit that you receive at closing to offset the cost of the appraisal. That is something that you could be doing with home warranties, as well as, honestly, take this episode and take what Jeff and I have been talking about and teach it to the real estate community. Teach it to how they can use home warranty to get more buyers off the fence, how they can use home warranty to protect their sellers, how they can use home warranty to potentially, get this, win over a listing. If I had an opportunity to spend $75 of my own money to win over a listing, and all I had to do was tell that person that I was pitching that, hey, by the way, for all of my clients, I pay for this special warranty service that'll cover you while your home's on the market. It's $75. What realtor who's listing a $400,000 home at 5 or 6% commission would not be willing to front $75? Right. And then I love it mostly for what you and I talked about, which is, hey, the buyer came back, they want some repairs done. Seller doesn't care about doing the repairs, and they think that dollar amount is kind of outrageous, but they're willing to give up something. What they're willing to give up is a home warranty. I think as a loan officer, yes, I could 100% find a way to use providing home warranties to buyers as a way to get realtors to want to refer me because their buyer gets an added benefit. But if I wasn't there yet with that marketing concept, I at least want to go and teach realtors how they can be utilizing home warranty to make sure that they're winning listings, that they're getting buyers off the fence, or they're helping keep transactions together.
Right.
And then we understand the power of a home warranty. Are there anything that we didn't touch on yet? Or is
Not
there
at all.
anything?
I mean, I've seen, you go back to the appraisal years, you see ads, free appraisal. You know what, it's better to do a warranty, because if the home doesn't appraise or it goes south, guess what? You're loan officer, you're on the hook for that appraisal, right? The home warranty, if it never closes, no one, you don't have to pay it.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's safer that
if
way.
someone wanted to learn more about, I mean, the company you represent, Old Republic, right? We've shouted that out many times. Don't want to hide from it because it is a great company. But if they want to get a hold of you, if they want to learn more about home warranties, like what's the best, if someone has questions, hey, Jeff, who's my rep in my market? Or, hey, Jeff, how do I get a home warranty? What's some good contact information for them?
Anyone can email me well, first of all, you go to our website, orhp.com.
ORHP.
Old Republic Home Protection, orhp.com. My email is Jeff V, Jeff-V for Velez at orhp.com. They can email me.
Are you on LinkedIn?
I'm on LinkedIn.
Are you active on LinkedIn?
Active on LinkedIn.
Are there a lot of Jeff Velez's on LinkedIn?
Not that look like me.
Not that look like you.
No.
And you have an updated picture? I don't have an updated picture
I
on
do.
LinkedIn.
I had to show the gray hair.
You have to show the gray? Yeah, you earned it. You have 3 adult children. Dude, you're doing it, by the way. You earned.
Cindy and I, we're grinders, man.
You earned that distinguished look. No, he's Jeff Velez with Old Republic Home Protection.
Boom.
I'm Dustin Owen with the Loan Officer Podcast. That is all the time we have for you today. Check him out on LinkedIn. He is Jeff Velez, or Jeff V at ORHP.com. I'm Dustin Owen. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm pretty accessible there. We're also all over the internet, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram at the Loan Officer Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Apple, anywhere you can find a podcast. Wow. Please like us, share us, give us a 5-star review. If you don't like what we're doing, hey, no worries. Don't tell a soul and don't tune in ever again.
There you go.
But if you do like it, check out our website, theloanofficerpodcast.com. Come out to Vegas, hang out with us, throw some dice with me and JC, and we will catch you on the next episode. Peace.